Hi everyone, Kelly here, and welcome to the 7th day of Bookmas. And today is New Year's Eve, so I hope that you have some fun things planned tonight and have a happy new year when it reaches midnight. And today I just wanted to share with you my goals for 2020. And I also kind of wanted to review my goals from 2019 and see if I accomplished those goals and kind of how I edited them into the next year to try to accomplish them more. So first of all, let's go back into 2019 and just review real quick. I don't create a lot of goals, so this will probably be pretty short because I only made 4 goals last year, and I think this year I also made 4 goals. So I don't try to set myself up for failure. Like, I want to pick goals that I really am going to succeed at and that will help like my channel grow and my reading grow. So I just focus on 4 main goals. So let's look at the 4 I did last year. So last year, my first goal was a failure. My first goal was to finish the 11 book series that I had started already. Like, not necessarily within that year, but like had already been reading. And I'll link down below the video where I talked about all 11 of those series. And I definitely did not accomplish that goal. I ended up finishing 3 of the 11 series and DNF'd 1 of the series. And so that's not great. So that's 4 out of the 11 that are gone. But a lot of those series are now in that video I did just like 2 weeks ago that was like book series I might finish. It turns out that the series that I had started at that point, a lot of them were series I'm just not really necessarily interested in finishing. They were series that were really popular on BookTube around like 2017, 2018. And so I'd started them, but they weren't really my genre or my thing. So I think that I have honed in more like what series I actually want to finish. So I'll link down below my book series playlist if you want to look at those, because the ones that I put in the like series I want to finish are series that I really do want to finish. Maybe not necessarily in 2020, I'm not making that a goal, but there'll be ones that I will accomplish more than the 11 that I had to finish in 2019. So that's first goal, not accomplished. My second goal was to donate $1 for every book purchased or received that year. And I did succeed in this goal. So every time I did a book haul, I told you guys a charity, and I gave at least $1. I always round up and gave money towards a charity having to do with education or literacy. If you want to check out any of those charities, click on any of my book hauls, and I will put down below in the description which charity I'm donating to. I usually pick different charities for each haul, so you can always look at my playlist for hauls and check out which charities if you are looking for education charities to donate towards. I am not making this a specific goal in 2020, but I do want to continue doing this. I'm just not gonna like put it as a goal because I just now naturally do it. It's just something I've gotten the habit now, so I don't feel like I need to write it down specifically as a goal. But I did succeed at that, so that's 1 failure, 1 success. My third goal was to answer YouTube comments daily. So that meant like if somebody sent a comment, I would answer that comment within 24 hours. And I would say that I didn't fully accomplish this. I always responded to my comments. So unless they got like hidden spam and I didn't notice them or something like that, I respond to every single comment. But I didn't always do it within a day. I try to still do it in a timely manner. Like, I think for the most part, probably 80% of the time, I did it within 2 to possibly 3 days. And maybe very rare situations did I let it go longer than that. So it might have been more like 90% of the time I do it within 2 to 3 days. And I want to like continue doing that, but I don't want to make that a specific goal because it felt like a lot of pressure. Like, there are just days that are busy and that I don't go on YouTube to answer comments. So I still want to answer every comment that people make on my videos. I'm just not going to give myself a deadline, but I would like it to be a timely manner. So I'll just like make that a personal goal without writing it down. So I would say I kind of did this 50% of the way. And then goal number 4 was to read 120 books in 2019, and I definitely accomplished this. As of today that I'm filming this, which it is the 24th, so I still have a week left in December, I've already read 200 books. So I definitely beat this goal out of the water. So that's 2 goals completely successful, 1 50% successful, and 1 failure. So that's pretty good, I think. And now I will tell you my 4 goals for 2020. So like I said, I'm gonna keep these pretty simple. I feel like, I'm looking at these again, and I feel like I can accomplish these if I really focus on them. And the first one is, I will just tell you my Goodreads. Like, I want to still do 120 books as my goal. The reason I'm keeping it at 120 books instead of like upping it is because 2019 was kind of unique in the fact that for 9 months of that year, we were living in temporary housing. We didn't have friends because we were like in a temporary living situation. So I wasn't going out and making friends or like commitments. So I had a ton of reading time because there was just no other things. Like, we didn't have people we went out with. We didn't go on dates because we didn't have babysitters. We did nothing outside of the house really, like other than normal family stuff, going out to dinner every once in a while. So I had tons of time to read. So I don't want to like up that number and set myself up for failure, because now we're living in the place we're going to be living. And so I want to go out there and, you know, make couple friends, go on dates, get babysitters, you know, all that stuff, you know, family friends, stuff like that. So I don't want to make a commitment I can't reach. So I'm just gonna stick it at 120 books. Really, I feel like the Goodreads reading challenge is very arbitrary because you can change it at any time. So I'll put it at 120. Next one is that for my channel, this is my goal, I would like to record more individual book reviews. And by more, I mean do any, because I just don't do individual book reviews. I do my recent reads instead of wrap up so that I could just focus on 3 to 5 or 6 books at a time and not have to like speed my way through them. But I still think that it's important every once in a while to do an individual review. I just am a little nervous because I'm like, oh, that's one video dedicated on one book. I have to like really like have my thoughts more succinct and like make more sense and not just babble. So I want to do that. And I think what I'm going to try to do for myself is say that I would read like 1 new release a month and review that new release, because I feel like new releases are things that more people look for as book reviews because they're books that they might not see a lot of reviews for yet since they're new. So my goal will be to read at least 1 new release every month and review it as an individual review. Let's hope I can accomplish that. I don't think that would be too hard. I just get nervous about it. Oh, Eliza wants to say hi. And then my next one is that this is the one that's most important to me. I want to get my physical TBR, the books that I own that I haven't read yet, down to my 1 bookshelf, because I only own 1 bookshelf that I put TBR books on, and right now it's full, and I have books hiding in my closet under my bed because I just have bought too many books and they don't fit on my 1 TBR shelf. And so I would like to get that amount down to where I can actually display all the books I haven't read, so I don't have to have ones hiding places where I can't get to them. And to accomplish that goal, if you've watched the rest of my Bookmas videos, you'll see that I had like 3 kind of TBR things I'm going to be doing every month to try to accomplish that. I'm going to try to be reading a tome or 2 every month. I'm going to be doing a scratch off every month where I have some books that I have hiding under my bed, where I will pick 2 from my scratch off and read those 2 or get rid of them. And then I also have my keep, read, or unhaul voting videos. So check out my Bookmas list down below, playlist down below if you want it. If you missed those TBR videos, those are 3 ways I want to limit my physical TBR, get it down so that I can fit everything on a shelf. And then to go along with that, my 4th goal is about buying books. I'm not going to give myself a buying book ban because, you know, sometimes I just want to treat myself with a book. So I'm not going to like say I'm not going to buy any books. But what I'm going to say is I want to buy books I'm really interested in, not just like stockpile books. So I'm going to tell myself I have a max of 3 to 4 books a month that I can buy. And if I want to like do a book outlet buy, then I would need to like stockpile a few months in order to buy several books at once. But for the most part, it would just help if I want to buy like a couple books new, or if I want to go to a thrift store, I only can buy 3 or 4 books. I don't want to go crazy and just buy a bunch when I'm trying to get that physical TBR down, but I also want to be able to treat myself every once in a while. And now Eliza's playing with her plane that makes a lot of noise, sorry. So those are my 4 goals. hopefully those are all ones I can accomplish. So the only other thing I want to do in this video really quick is show you my book journals my journal I used for 2019 and the one I bought for 2020. I'm not going to do a full like walkthrough like people do. I might do that in 2020 with my new one where I like set it up on the table and film it and do a voiceover. But I just wanted to show you these in case you wanted to buy one yourself and wanted a couple options and see what they look like. So I'm not going to go through the whole journal. So this is the journal I bought in 2019 and I bought this on an Etsy shop. I'll link that shop below because she did a new version for this year. The one she did for 2020 is like gold and black. It's very like classy looking, and she did add some pages, so that's fun. This one's very small, so it's kind of like if you don't want to go crazy about book journaling, you just want like a little something. I can't do like, you know, like the what is that called, bullet journaling. I can't like draw my own stuff and do, that's just too much for me. So I like ones that are already planned out. So she just has a few things at the front where she puts like your top 10 books in the year before, an area for your reading goals and anticipated releases. So that's all she has at the beginning. I don't know about the new one. She might have added pages, so you'll have to check out her link down below. And then last year, the way she did the monthly pages, she would start off with a quote and a pretty page, and then an area where you could write your favorite quotes from your books, and then to be read. She had this as a wish list, but I changed it to where I wrote about my videos, and this was a page tracker, which I don't page track, so I changed this to my book haul. So I was able to just customize this to how I wanted it. I noticed that this year she has a lot more things, like I think she has an area for new releases. She still has the page tracker, the to be read, and some other things. I didn't really pay too much close attention because I didn't buy this one. And then she has like the full month, which I use to keep a different color for books I finished, videos I posted, and buddy reads is what I used the calendar for. And then at the end of the month, she has where you write all the books you read and star rating, page number, notes. For me, the notes, I would say whether I put it on Goodreads, if I film, edited, and posted my review of it, and then an area for favorites. So that was all she had month to month, and then she had some pages at the end, you know, like your favorites of that year. So she doesn't have like a ton of extras, but I do think this is a nice journal if you just want the bare minimum and you want something pretty. I'll link her Etsy shop down below. I think that her one for next year is about $20 something, so it's not too expensive. And then this is the one I bought and I got for 2020, and this is from Small Inklings, and I'll link her website down below. She does sell out of these every year, but she ordered more this year, so hopefully if you want it, you'll get it. And this one is a hardback and it is a lot thicker, and I just wanted to try it out. I had heard about it last year and I just bought the other one, but I wanted to try it this year. And she has a lot of opening pages, like Eliza's gonna come in. Like she has a whole like series, or this is not the series track. This is where you know, like color in each of the books you read for the whole year. But then she also has a series tracker in here. She has a lot of challenges. Sorry. I was trying to find yeah. Here's the series tracker, which I want to use this year to keep track of the series I'm reading. She has quote pages. Instead of having them each month, she has them at the beginning. She has book lists of things to read for the year. And then each month she has her overview, but then she also has, and she has area for like, she has a spot for TBR, which is great that it's big, but she also has a big spot for new releases. I'm probably gonna turn this into my video page because I just don't keep that close attention to new releases. And then she has a daily one, so you could do page tracker on here, or I would probably use this to like, when I read a book, I put it on that day, and then like the video I did for that day or whatever. I might even put quotes or something like that. And then at the end of the month, or yeah, she has like a bookish haul, a wrap up, and individual book review pages. And there's a bunch of pages at the end too. So if you're interested in a more like, oh, now she's moved my tripod. So if you're interested in a more detailed book journal than this one, I'll link both these below, so you can have like a more simplified version or a more detailed one, depending on what kind of journaler you are. If you want a bullet journal, I am not the person to recommend that. You'll have to look for that yourself. So yeah, that is it from my goals and my book journals. And if you have any specific goals that you would like to share with me, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. And have a great New Year's Eve. Bye.